Hello, Aries. I'm doing things a little bit differently. You know, you are the first sign of the zodiac. You're the first card in the tarot. And if I can't innovate with an Aries, then who can I innovate with? So I'm doing things a little bit differently. I'm not doing the intuitive readings at the start of the zodiac signs at the moment. I'm going to do the zodiac signs quite quickly. I'm planning on having them be shorter videos so they're easier for you guys to kind of consume. And the intuitive messages and kind of the guided readings where I kind of the tell me anything readings, that's going to be kind of where I'm throwing the intuitive messages as and when they come through. So no intuitive messages. I don't know what I'm going to get for you. I'm just going to do a tarot card reading. So Aries, the song that came through for you as I was setting up, you've just got one song so far. It was Rome Wasn't Built in a Day by Morcheeba. We'll get you another song at the end of the reading. So let's see. Can I get an energy for Aries' reading, please? There you go. Very Aries-like card, actually, that's come out for you there. You've got wildness, electricity. So really lovely, beautiful card that is seems like very Aries energy to me. It's very fiery. It's quite wild. Untamed, impetuous, and kind of the brilliant qualities of typical Aries energy. When I say typical Aries energy, it's because we all have an individual birth chart. You may find some Aries are more naturally impulsive than others. So if you don't normally identify with like the typical Aries, you may want to go and have a look at your full birth chart and find out kind of all your different placements. So yeah, wildness, wanting to be wild and free, perhaps, maybe being a little bit impatient. You know, the song that you got was Rome Wasn't Built in a Day. So it's like, Aries, be patient. I'm sorry for the shadows as well. I'm just trying to get the best setup that I possibly can. It's a continual learning experience. So yeah, maybe feeling a little bit impatient, maybe wanting to be wild and free and have fun again. Maybe really feeling like, oh, you know, as the vaccination programs are coming in for COVID, you know, I'm sensing that, you know, opportunities are going to start coming up again. I'm sensing that I'm going to be able to travel again, see friends again, have a good time, and really kind of being quite impatient, especially now that it's starting to warm up and we're getting the brighter days. It really does make you feel like you want to get outside and do things. So Aries, you may really be feeling that kind of impatience, because that song is sort of saying, look, Rome wasn't built in a day. You kind of have to wait. You kind of have to temper yourself, because you know, things take time, Aries. I'm sorry, I know that's not what you want to hear. So let's get another energy for you. Can I get an energy for Aries, please? What energy is Aries in this week? Spider. So let's just adjust the camera. There we go. So Spider, working hard, being quite industrious, you know, being quite creative, spinning that web again and again and again. Kind of gives me Ariadne from classical Greek culture, working hard, being creative, doing some sort of project that you really kind of trying to really kind of master. So it's like, right, well, while I have to sit here being bored, perhaps I'm going to really kind of like you know, work on my skills, work on some sort of hobby. Maybe you're doing knitting or something with wool. I'm really getting wool and thread with this one. So what I'm going to do for you today is a variation on the Celtic cross. So the Celtic cross is a very traditional spread for the tarot. I've been playing around with it a little bit myself. I was disappointed in a way to see that Awakening to Spirit has also been doing Celtic crosses, because we've both got this habit of, you know, she's much more popular and established than me, but we both have a habit of kind of echoing each other. So I'll do something, I'll see that she's done the same thing, or she'll use a particular deck and I'll use a particular deck. So there is this kind of, I do feel kind of linked to what energy she's linked to. So yeah, I was a little bit like, oh no, she did it first. I hate when she does things first, because then it makes me feel like I'm copying, but I was legitimately going to do this on my own anyway. So yeah, I'm going to do you a Celtic cross. I've got a slight variation on it, so if you're familiar with it, I may just say that things are a bit different to than the standard way of doing it, but just go with it. It's my own variation on it. So can I get a centre card, please? This is going to be the heart of the matter. So the heart of the matter for Aries. What is the heart of the matter, please, for Aries? A bit secretive there. Something about a King of Pentacles. You could be the King of Pentacles. Normally, this is an earth sign. So I would say that this is probably could possibly be dealing with somebody else who is an earth sign or in this King of Pentacles energy, or you could be in this King of Pentacles energy. So there's some kind of matter, there's some kind of concern, or um, it doesn't have to be a concern. The situation is regarding a King of Pentacles. This is somebody who's very grounded, very giving, very nurturing, very practical. The sort of person who they work hard, they're very consistent with the work schedule, they really care about their work or what they do as a hobby. Whatever it is that they do, they really put a lot of care into it. They invest a lot of time into the things that they care about as well. So sometimes it's like a father figure or a boss, doesn't have to be somebody who can give really good guidance. So don't worry too much about if it's he, she, or they. Like if it's a king, it can be someone of any gender kind of thing. So don't worry too much about the gender identity of the card. However you identify, it's fine. This could still be your energy if you're feeling really, really grounded, really stable, really practical, which you could actually very well be with that spider there. So let's find out. The second card for me is going to be what's the obstacle? What's the problem here? What's going on? What's the problem? Some kind of problem or blockage or obstacle. So if you're dealing with this person could actually be a little bit stingy right now. They could be holding on to their money. They could be penny pinching. They could be, or it could be that you feel like you haven't got enough money for something. So you could be trying to save money for something, trying to put a little bit away every month. There's also a sense with the Four of Pentacles of being quite guarded. So it could be that somebody is kind of guarding against a King of Pentacles, or a King of Pentacles is kind of putting the shields up, putting the barriers up, kind of maybe like putting the barricade, maybe, I'm getting money quite a lot. Pentacles, this could definitely be work, career, finances, tangible things like the day-to-day essentials, possibly some kind of problem with that. Let's keep pulling cards. So this is going to be what led up to this situation. So what is the recent past leading up to this situation? What caused this situation? Or how did this situation come about? You've got a few cards there. I'm going to take the one that fell out, which is Death and Rebirth in reverse. But it also came out with the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So this tells me that whatever this was, there was a lot of anxiety around it. And the Ten of Swords is kind of like a betrayal, feeling quite stabbed in the back. A lot of anxiety, a lot of mental anguish, a lot of worry about whatever the situation was. So somebody was in this kind of mental turmoil about a situation. There was an ending that I feel kind of possibly happened, but then it didn't happen with the Death and Rebirth. So it's like there was an ending that was avoided, or an ending that was supposed to happen that didn't happen because somebody got too anxious about it. So it could be that somebody was wanting to leave the job, as an example, but then they kind of got too worried and too up in their head about it, and they ended up just saying, do you know what, I'm not going to leave this job. I'm going to stay where I am. I feel safer where I am. Excuse me a second. All right, so yeah, there was something that was supposed to end, or that was expected to end, that didn't end. It could have been COVID, right? But there is a sense of with that Ten of Swords kind of being a bit stabbed in the back. So it's almost like wanting to walk away from a situation because there was a lot of anguish, there was a lot of betrayal, but that ending didn't happen. So now you've gone into this kind of like either saving money or blocking, shielding somehow. It feels, or throwing yourself into work, right? With that spider, it's like doing something over and over again. So throwing yourself into work. So where does this electricity come in then? This wildness? Maybe you're saving up for something. Right, let's go to your hope then. What outcome are you hoping for? Where do you see this situation going? What do you want from this situation? What are you hoping for, Aries? You're hoping to either be able to defend yourself or stand up for yourself in this situation. There's a sense of kind of like almost like being above it all, sorry, let me just adjust that thing. There we go. So being a little bit above the drama, taking yourself out of a situation. not worrying about the conflicts around you or the opinions of others. Really finding that kind of that inner knowing, that inner truth, that inner strength that keeps you above the hustle and bustle down there of the drama. So again, this could be why you are possibly feeling a little bit defensive here. Just noticing kind of the similar pose they kind of both have, their faces to each other. So it's almost like this girl is looking forward to the future. So I'm seeing this as your energy. This should all basically be your energy. You're looking forward to the future, saving money for the future, working hard, investing in your future, and then being able to look back at the past with this sense of being like in high vibrational energy, where you've overcome the drama. So it could be that there's some drama, you thought, oh, I'm going to have to leave work. If it is work for you, it could be different situations, but it's like, I'm going to have to leave this situation because there's all this backstabbing energy, is making me really upset. But then you can't, so you're like, okay, so I'm going to save money, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to keep my head down, I'm going to save money so that in the future I'm able to look back and say, oh, I held myself in high regard there. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize it was blurry. I held myself in high regard there. I'm pleased with the way I acted in that situation, and I acted in the best possible way I could. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this. So let's have a look at your subconscious. So what's going on in Aries is subconscious. This might not even be something you're aware of. Aries is subconscious about this situation. What's underlying this situation for Aries? Okay, you've got a few cards flipping over there. You had the justice in the world there flipping over. So you're wanting to close out a cycle. You're wanting to have justice in a situation. But the card that's actually come out for you is the Two of Swords. So you may not realize that you may not realize that you've actually closed down your emotions in this. You maybe have a sense of feeling a little bit directionless, a little bit like you don't know which way to turn. You may not even realize how much mental anguish was, kind of how much mental energy you gave to this situation. You're kind of almost blindfolded to it. Now, it is telling you that you do need to connect with your emotions. You do need to make sure you acknowledge your emotions and you make choices that are based on your emotions rather than trying to overanalyze the situation. I do feel like you've really overanalyzed. You've kind of almost closed down emotionally. Like, it's almost like in order to stay where you were, you removed the emotions out of the equation, and you've been very, very practical and quite guarded in the situation. So you may not be aware actually of how much you've emotionally checked out of the situation already. So just adjusting the camera there a little bit. What do I have here? Your strength. What is Aries' strength in this situation, please? You're actually showing that your strength is that you were able to stay. The fact that you were able to kind of put up with what was going on around you, the fact that you didn't walk away, the fact that you persevered with this is actually a huge strength for you. So that's quite surprising. The Ten of Wands is actually like burdens. It's another ending. It's very similar to the Ten of Swords and the Ten of and the Death and Rebirth card. It's like an ending. It's kind of almost like the straw that broke the camel's back. But you didn't, okay? You didn't fall down at the side of the road. You persevered. You kept going. You're coming through as very strong, actually. Very strong, very practical, very guarded. So I would say just watch that mental energy and make sure you don't completely close down in that heart space. You do need to keep some emotions there, to make sure that you are connecting with what feels right for you, that you're almost, I'm getting this feeling of almost being a little bit robotic in whatever the situation is. It's like emotionally shut down. You're just kind of going through the paces, like how a spider spins that web every single day. Then they take it down and then spin it again. That's supposedly what a spider's supposed to do. So it's like you're just doing the day-to-day grind. You're just doing the day-to-day hustle. You're doing what needs to be done because perhaps you're trying to save money for the future. But it's like not engaging in the drama, yeah, but you're stuck with something. You really persevered with something. And I think possibly that's making you stronger. It's like not giving up. It's like not, continuing to fall off that bike until finally you're able to ride it, is how it feels. But I am worried about you emotionally shutting down. So what's your fear? Can you tell me what Aries' fear is in this situation? What does Aries fear, please, in this situation? What does Aries fear? You fear success. That's interesting. Or you fear being in the spotlight. You fear reward and recognition. Or you fear perhaps that your success won't be recognized. Or you fear that what I was picking up on before I pulled the card out was I was almost getting like Three of Cups energy and like gossip energy. I do feel like there is this concern about people coming at you. So what I'm getting is it's almost like if you were successful, if you perhaps if you were rewarded for a job well done, you're actually quite scared of jealousy of people around you, of kind of the green-eyed monster, you know, of other people not celebrating your achievements. So there's some kind of fear around having that success. It's like, because perhaps you'll be on, see how she's kind of almost on a platform and then these energies kind of like poking at her. So it's like almost like you'll be, I'm sorry, they're showing me and telling me pinata. It's almost like you'll feel like a pinata. It's like you'll be the center of attention, but everybody's going to be hitting you with sticks. Not literally, I hope, but like verbal or jealousy sticks, if you like. So that's... I think this is why you really need to connect with your emotions, which again, you may be not aware that you've emotionally checked out a little bit here. So it's almost like you do need to be in that quite serene bubble, meditating, taking a little bit of time out for yourself to really figure out what you want in the situation, what would make Aries happy. And if the success would make you happy, then it makes sense that you would be in this high vibrational energy where you're above the drama, right? It's like you can't touch me now, almost. But perhaps she is alone on this stage, so perhaps there is a fear of you know, getting quite isolated by your success. You can see actually all these hands kind of almost like attacking the stage. It's quite hard to see. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my camera today. There's all these like hands kind of like trying to reach up for her in a similar way that there's kind of all these wands kind of on this card here, like reaching up for her. So perhaps you'll feel isolated by your own success. That's your fear. It's like, I want to take my friends with me almost, or like, yeah, I don't know. So what external factors are affecting Aries' reading today? What's going on externally? So these are things outside yourself, things in your surroundings, things that are out of your control. There's a King of Wands. Okay, so this, I would say this is typically quite a fire sign energy, but I'm asking about external factors. So this is not you. This is you, this kind of very practical energy. This is somebody else. So this could be a male or somebody who identifies as male. Doesn't have to be. But this is somebody who is probably very, very attractive, almost magnetic, right? A very charismatic personality. They really kind of, probably when they walk into a room, they kind of really light up the mood, and, you know, they're the center of attention, and, you know, somebody who you really think, oh, I'd love to have a conversation with that person. I'd love to hang out with that person. They are very passionate. They're very fiery. They're very creative and ambitious. They really kind of go for what they want. They can have a tendency to be quite impulsive by nature, but because they're the king, they've kind of mastered this area of their life. So they do have the ability to hold back. They're not just going to go rushing into a situation just because they feel very fiery about it. They will feel very fiery about it, but they can hold back. They've got the self-control that comes along with being a king, having a lot of experience. It could be somebody who's very sexually experienced, somebody who's got a lot of experience in what they do if they do something creative. So it could be any of these things, but you probably have an idea of who this is. So this is an external factor on your situation. They could be a love interest for you. They could be somebody else trying to go for the same job as you. It could be somebody that you're trying to impress. It could be a boss. It could be a Leo with that lion there, but they're probably very, very confident as well. Okay, advice. Can I get an advice card, please? What's the best course of action. Okay, yeah, this is for somebody who can probably help you. Do take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But it's come out with the Strength card as the card that's facing up. Again, Leo energy. So the Fool, this is your card. This is your energy, Aries, the Fool card, and the Nine of Swords. So there's that fear. So again, what I'm getting here, if I was going to read, sorry, let me just, if I was going to kind of read these three cards together, they did all come out together. Excuse me, so sorry. This is saying, I feel my instinct on this is somebody who you can either learn from or who can advise you, because your advice here is to be strong, be confident, find that inner strength, that inner confidence, the bravery within yourself, which is all the things that this King of Wands kind of exudes, right? They're experienced in this. So this person could give you tips on how to be confident in an interview, or this person could tell you, you know, how to be strong in whatever situation you're in. You are being very strong, Aries. Don't sort of doubt that. You know, your strength is perseverance. So you are incredibly strong. You are incredibly focused on what you're doing on the day to day. You do have some sort of goal in mind. There's some kind of success involved in this, but again, that's coming through as your fear. So you want to, it's almost like, how am I going to face my fears? That's how it feels. How am I going to face my fear? By being confident, by being strong, by being uniquely and beautifully you. But it's involving this brand new start, this fresh start, this leap of faith into something new, which really gets you in your head. You've got a huge amount of anxiety about this. And this is the card that came out before that said it stopped you doing it the last time, when you wanted to take a leap of faith in the past, when you wanted to end something and walk away. You were scared. You were too scared to do it. Your fears, your anxieties, you worry about imposter syndrome, or a sense of failure, or a fear that everything would go wrong, came to the surface and stopped you having that rebirth energy. Excuse me. So your advice is to be strong, to take the leap of faith, and have the confidence to face your fears head on. And this person could potentially, possibly, you know your situation best, but that could possibly be somebody who you can learn from, even if it's just by observation. What does that person do in this situation? All right, let's get you your predicted outcome. So if Aries take the advice here today, what is the predicted outcome for this? What is the predicted outcome for this reading for Aries? Again, there's this sense of you not moving away. I really do feel like you've almost got this like, should I stay or should I go energy. Your advice is to go, but you are showing with a huge amount of anxiety. So it may again be a sense of, like, the Six of Swords in the upright is leaving drama behind. Okay, I get it. Sorry, I just got it. So the Six of Swords in the upright is leaving drama behind and moving away to calmer waters. But you've got this perseverance energy, which is your strength. So it's almost like, instead of this energy that I'm picking up on, that's almost like aggressive, or like combative in some way. It's almost like you know where you want to go, you know what where your success lies, but you've got all these other people who are interfering or causing issues for you. Or this is your fear of how people will react when you take the leap of faith. So it's almost like the way that it's coming through for me is like, you are gaining the strength and the courage to face your fears head on, instead of running away from this aggressive energy, this fighting energy, this difficult situation. Instead of running away, you're actually gaining the strength and the confidence to face it head on and to deal with it and stand your ground. So actually, Aries, you're doing very, very well. And I think you'll feel better. I think you'll feel better for having faced this energy head on, and standing your ground and standing up for yourself and being like, this is how it is and this is what I'm doing. You'll feel better because you won't be ashamed that you were driven out of a situation, or you were pushed out of a situation. You are really standing your ground. And then it's like when you do take that leap of faith into something new, you'll know that it's because you have chosen to and not because you were pushed to, right? You're jumping, you're not being pushed. All right, Aries, I really hope that was helpful for you. I am going to pull you an advice card and we'll get one more song for you for your reading. All right, here we go. Advice card, please, for Aries. Advice card, please, for Aries. You've got a couple that flip there. I'll show you what they are, but I'm going to keep going. I just want one card, please. Man holding a heart, action, and blossoming abundance. So if I just boot that, there you go. So that's all looking really, really good, actually. But we just want one card, please. Sorry to be bossy. One card, please, for Aries. I'm just trying to keep the readings a little bit shorter. One card, please, for Aries. Thank you very much. A woman holding a heart. They're like, right, fine, if you won't take the man holding a heart, we'll give you a woman holding a heart. So here we go. I'm going to find the advice and we can read from the book. Sorry, you're going to have to be blurry for a second. I've got my hands full. Here we go. So, female dealing with family, love, or emotions. The woman on this card wears a butterfly in her hair and holds a lovely large heart in her hands. For a woman, this card upright could be a reflection of your own state of peaceful emotion and receptivity for love, or it might be a message that your family issues are going to resolve. You're an intuitive woman who understands the emotion of life, and you're bringing that awareness to all that you do. This card upright could also indicate the presence of a female friend, teacher, or confidant who's here to help with issues of love, family, or emotion. This is an even-tempered and caring person who resonates with you and your emotions. This could also portend a new love interest or friend coming your way. So again, this is a woman. So it depends on how you identify. The king could be female or male. So if this is somebody for you who is coming to you with a lot of love, somebody who can give you a caring advice, I would say I'm associating it with this energy here. Even though this is a male on this card and this is a woman on this card, I'm seeing it as very much a similar energy. All right, Aries, let's get you a song. I see actually now how that song, Rome Wasn't Built in a Day, fits in with your reading. It's like because you've persevered, you've kept putting that work in with the spider web, right? You kept this King of Pentacles energy of like, no, I'm sticking with this. I'm going to see it through to the end. And I feel like when you get to the end, that's when you can take the leap of faith into a new project, a new situation. But it's like you're not being driven away from something. You're sticking with it. You've made your choice and you're sticking with it. You're going to build Rome. So a song for Aries, please. Song for Aries. Song for Aries. There you go. 3 little birds. There you go. I've skipped the adverts. So you've got Bob Marley, 3 little birds. Don't worry about a thing, Aries. Every little thing is going to be all right. So there you go. I hope this reading was helpful to you. Leave me a like if you like, subscribe, leave me some comments if you feel like anything particularly resonated, if you're comfortable doing so. Share it with your friends if you feel like it's their story. All these things really, really help out my channel, and I really appreciate you being here and spending this time with me. All right, guys, take care. Best of luck with that, and I'll see you again soon.